so excited. I love factoring. I love to factor. Factoring is one of my favorite things to do in the world. Mostly because kids hate it. And I love to torment them. Oh, gosh. Factoring quadratic expressions. Specifically when A is bigger than 1. Otherwise known as what the factoring. We love it. Okay. By the way, all of these videos that I'm doing can be found at www.nkinfinity.com. I know on the bottom it says www.algebra to commoncore.com. We have that as well. That takes right to NK Infinity. That's fine. You can bookmark either one. It'll take you to us. Us meaning my partner in crime, Miss Newman. You'll see her picture on the website. She is the brains behind all of this stuff. This lady is an amazing math teacher. Now, this is where now I call her an amazing math teacher because basically she crushes me every year. I get 93% of my kids to pass. She gets 94. This year we got pretty much the same group number passed, but she beat me and had 70% mastery. I wanted to crush her like a bug, but she's a great teacher. But this is the one topic she and I differ on, and I think I will mention it in the next video as well. So you'll notice for 3.5 and at least 3.6, I haven't looked at 3.7 or 3.8 yet, but at least for 3.5 and 3.6, we're going to be doing these two different ways. Today, in this video, I'm going to use a method called factor by grouping. Or some teachers call it product sum. It is not the way I teach it in class, but it is the way many of my colleagues, including Miss Newman, teaches it in her class. And since her kids beat my kids every year, maybe this is the right way. But I just have my own way of doing it. I like guess and check. It's what I've been doing for 20 years, so I'm going to stick with it. Mostly because I'm old, bald, and can't change my own ways, but I really like it. To me, in my brain, it's the right way to do it. In her brain, this is the right way to do it. We will fight to the end. And our kids are still good, do very well. So depending on how your teacher likes to teach it, product sum, product by grouping, or guess and check. If your teacher's a guess and checker like myself, watch the other video. It's the same material, just done a different way. Okay, so my name will be Mr. New Key today. So for Newman Key, man. Dunkin' Donuts allows me to be creative in my jokes when I talk to students and teachers. Ah, that's hot. It's like 10:20. It's like 90 degrees out. I'm in my basement. I'll take a picture. It's disturbing, but I'm having fun. All right, so let's talk about factoring first. Let's talk, not factoring, let's talk about double distributing. So we're going to look at this problem. There's a lot going on here, so maybe I should break this off. This is problem number 1 right here. There's a lot going on here. So if you double distributed, you'd get 3x squared. We've done a bunch of this. You'd get minus 2x. And then this would give you plus 27x. I'm going to use red because it shows up better. Plus 27x. And then these two terms, since they're x terms, combine to make 25x. And this trinomial, if I were to factor it, would give me this. So our goal is to get you better at moving backwards with these. Take a look at this one. All right, I'm giving you less pieces now. So now we know this is 2x squared. We know this is minus 6x, and this is positive 7, or excuse me, minus 7x. And then negative 7 times negative 3 is positive 21. And again, these two combine to make the middle term 13x plus 21. How are the numbers related? How are the numbers related? Let me give you a little of this. For this number, where are they related? Well, what? They are the product, and I want to make sure I use that word, product of the last two terms. And what I mean by that is, maybe not saying that correctly, exactly what you want to, it's the product of the negative 7 and the negative 3. How is this item related to the binomials? It is the sum of the two middle terms. This is why often teachers will call this the product sum, okay? Because the product is the end number, and the sum is what we do in the middle, product sum. Let's go do, now I'm giving you even less work. So x times 7x is 7x squared. X times 1 is 1x. 8x times 7x is 56x. And then 8 times 1 is 8. The two middle terms still can be added together. We get 7x squared plus 57x plus 8. And finally, I don't give you anything. I just want you to double distribute. So 5x times x is 5x squared. Let me get a new color, 5x squared. Now comes the middle terms, negative 25x, positive 4x, and then minus 20. Again, product, and then these two sum. So 5x squared minus 21x minus 20. Product sum. All right, let me take a quick break. Let me move these over, and then I'll be right back with my coffee. All right, here we go. Let's go. Let's get started. We've got two items here. Let me show both of them to you. Let's see if I can get them both on there. There we go. All right, so on the left, we have multiplying. When you go down, you take two binomials and you double distribute. What you're really doing is just doing a bunch of multiplying. And that's not bad. That's pretty easy. Most of you can handle this. But when I work backwards to go from the, when I work backwards, or I start with the trinomial and I end with this, and I got to teach you how to get there, that's called factoring. You're sort of doing the steps in reverse. Notice the steps are relatively the same. We're just doing them in the reverse. Look, doesn't this match up with this? Doesn't this match up with this? It's this step that's new, and you'll notice that there's a fourth step. It's this next step that's new, and this just is all about GCFs, and that's what we're going to talk about, and that's how we're going to solve this. All right, so factor is just the opposite. You're just using GCF, GCF, GCF. GCF, GCF, GCF. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, here we go. First thing we're going to do, we need to come up with this product. There's our product, 30. So the product is, they got to multiply to 30. But they have to add up to 11. So they're going to multiply to 30, that add up to 11, and that's what we're going to replace the 11x with. So we're going to replace 11x. This thing is going to go, and it's going to get replaced with something. So I need to come up with some numbers that multiply to 30 that add up to 11. Well, I'll start with the multiplying. You know, you can do 1 and 30. Nope, don't add up to 11. 2 and 15. Nope, don't add up to 11. 3 and 10. Nope, don't add up to 11. 4. Nope, 4. 5. 5 and 6. Oh, 5 and 6. 5 and 6 multiply to 30, and they also add up to 11. So we're going to replace that middle term with 5x plus 6x plus 10. Now it's about GCF, GCF, GCF. 3 GCFs. So we're going to group these. Sometimes it's called factor by grouping. And we're going to group these. What can I take out? What is the GCF for the first two? Well, the only thing I can take out is an x. And I'm left with 3x plus 5. Copy over the sign. What can I take out of these two? The only thing they have in common is a 2. And I'm left with 3x plus 5. Now, you know you got it right when this set of parentheses matches this set of parentheses. If they don't, you did something wrong. So now, again, we're going to do GCF. We just did GCF twice. We've got one last GCF. Let's take a look at this thing. That's one big term. And take a look at this thing. What do these two things in the red box have in common? Because whatever they have in common, I'm going to take it away from them. Just like I took the x's away from these, just like I took the 2 away from these, I'm going to take whatever they have in common. And clearly, the thing that they have in common is the 3x plus 5. So we're going to take that away. We're going to take the 3x plus 5 away from them. And then what am I left over with? Well, the only thing I'm left over with is this x and this plus 2. That's the only thing I've got that wasn't canceled or crossed off. So that becomes the other set of parentheses, x plus 2. And that's it. That's factor by grouping or factor by product sum. Let's do another one. First, we're going to get the product. The product in this case is negative 14. And yes, signs make a ginormous difference. And they got to add up to negative 5. Well, there's really only a couple ways to multiply to 14. 1 and 14. Of course, one of them needs to be negative. And 2 and 7. And of course, one of those needs to be negative. So let's pick 2 and 7 because that's the one that's probably going to give me 5. Now, what I want them to do is add up to negative 5. These two numbers are both positive. I need to make one of them negative because I have a negative product here. So I got to figure out which one. And in this case, since this is negative, you want to make the larger one negative. So negative 7 and positive 2. And that's what I'm going to replace 5x with. So we're going to start out with 7x squared. And we're going to replace that middle. So we're going to replace it with, and I like to put the negative first. So negative 7x and positive 2x. And then minus 2. So these two just replaced that. Okay? So now we look for GCFs. GCF, 3 GCFs. What do they have in common? Oh, they have a 7x in common. Be careful with this one. There's still a binomial there. You took a 7x away from this, you're left with x. You take a 7x away from this, you're left with 1. Don't take everything out and go, oh, look, everything's gone. No, no, no. That's not the way it works. Copy over the sign. We're going to look at these two. Plus, what do they have in common? Well, they have a 2. And don't forget, it's still a binomial. When I take a 2 away from 2x, I'm left with x. And when I take a 2 away from 2, I'm left with 1. Once again, notice these match. If they don't match, you mess something up. All right, so we're going to do one more GCF. We're going to group these two together. We're going to group these two together. What do they have in common? They both have an x minus 1 in common. And what am I left with? 7x plus 2. And that's factor by grouping. I'll be back. All right, let's go. Just going to keep going through examples. Then what I'm going to do is I got a lot of them on the other pages. I'm going to have you try them and see how you do. All right, so the first things first, find that product. That product in this case is 40. It's a positive 40. So I need two numbers that multiply to positive 40 that add up to 13. And you can go through them. 1 and 40, 2 and 20, 3, 4 and 10, 5 and 8. Did you find the one that adds up to 13? There it is, 5 and 8. So 5 times 8 is 40, and 5 plus 8 is that middle term, 13. So we bust it up. So 2x squared plus 5x plus 8x plus 20. Alrighty, now we start breaking stuff up. GCF, GCF. I can take out only an x, and I'm left with 2x plus 5. On these, I can take out a 4. By the way, if you didn't take out a 4, let's say you only thought you could take out a 2, and you were left with 4x plus 10. Notice the parentheses don't match, and as soon as those parentheses don't match, that should be like ding, 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 there's something wrong. Get rid of it. Okay, in this case, the GCF is 4. So if we take out a 4, I'm left with 2x plus 5. And now they match. So if I look at this and I look at this, what do they have in common? What they have in common is this 2x plus 5. When I take that away, what am I left with? I'm left with x, and that's a plus sign right there, plus 4. And there you go, all factored up. All right, so I've got a couple for you to try. So my suggestion is right now, pause this, and then as soon as you get it done, scrub through to the answer, see how you do. And if you didn't get it right, come back and see what you made a mistake on. Okay, so pause, funny face right now. Welcome back. Okay, so the product is 4. So we're going to rewrite this as 2x squared, and we're going to write a plus 2 down here. So we got to figure out what we're going to do with those things. So we got a plus 4. So I need a way to multiply to 4 that adds up to 5. 1 and 4. So how about plus 1x plus 4x? All right, let's see. These first two, if I group them, they have an x in common. So I'll take an x out, and I'm left with 2x plus 1 plus. On these, they have a 2 in common. I'm left with 2x. Don't forget, it's plus something, plus 1. Notice the parentheses match. So if I group these two together, and I group these two together, what do they have in common? They have a 2x plus 1 in common. And what I'm left with is x plus 2. How about this one? The product is equal to negative 15. The sum is equal to 2. So I need two numbers that are going to multiply to 15, the negative 15, that add up to 2. Now, because it's negative, the signs have to be different. And so hopefully you pick 3 and 5. And now since they have to add up to positive 2, the larger one has to be negative. So negative 3 plus 5 would be negative 2. So we're going to strip down that middle. We're going to rewrite that middle as negative 3x plus 5x, and then minus 5. Notice these two just add up to 2x. I haven't changed the problem at all. I've just rewritten it a different way. All right, let's group those first two together. I can take out a 3x. Don't forget, you're left with a binomial, always. So I can take out a 3x, and I'm left with x minus 1. Although you took out this whole thing, there's still a 1 there. Plus, and on this one, I can take out this whole thing, take out a 5, and I'm left with x minus 1. So they have an x minus 1 in common. That's first. And then what's left over is 3x plus 5. All right. So if you see the words factor completely, and this is a key word. I mean, it comes up all the time, this word completely. What this word completely means is, careful, there's almost always a GCF when you see the words completely. So that's what we're going to look for first. And we look for a GCF. Now, it looks and appears that the only thing that they have in common is a 2. Oh, I'll be right back. I've done enough. All right, so they have a 2 in common. Let me blow this thing up because I want to make sure you're following along. So they do have a 2 in common, so I'm going to take out the 2. And I'm left with, thought I switched pens, 8x squared minus 18x minus 5. Now, there's nothing else to do with that 2, but you can't lose it. So we're going to keep that coming along, but I just want you to ignore it, and we're only going to work with this trinomial now. The product is equal to negative 40, and the sum is equal to negative 18. Now, if you think for a few seconds, what numbers multiply to 40 that could have a difference, because it's negative, they have to have a difference of negative 18. So how about 2 and 20? And since they have to add up to a negative, let's make the larger one negative. So we're going to replace this negative. Now, I'm going to write it like this. I'm going to start using brackets now because I took out a GCF. So I'm going to rewrite it as 8x squared minus, I always like to put the minus first, 20x plus 2x minus 5. And there's actually another reason why I want to do it that way in this particular problem anyway. Oops, I should have put this back to green. Minus 5 bracket. Okay, so the only thing I replaced was that middle 18x. This is negative 18x right there. Okay, so let's keep that bracket coming along. But now we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to keep doing what we did before, but we're going to do it on the inside here. So what can I take out of 8x squared and 20x? They actually have a 4x in common. Hopefully you saw the biggest thing they have in common. I'm left with 2x minus 5 plus. What do 2x and 5 have in common? Well, seemingly they have nothing in common, except they have the one number that all numbers have in common. Does anybody know what that one number is that all numbers have in common? It's just one number that all numbers have in common. There's only one of them. It's just one. No, really, it's just one. No, the answer is 1. Oh, yeah, that's right. Every number has a common factor of 1. So if you're saying to yourself, hey, there's no GCF, take out a 1. And you're left with 2x minus 5. And then at that point, you're like, oh, yeah, look, the parentheses match. But you have to have a number here. If no number, put a 1. All right, keep that green 2 coming along for the ride. And we'll deal with the stuff on the inside. So what does this and this have in common? Oh, they have a 2x minus 5 in common. When I take that away, what am I left with? Oh, 4x plus 1. So my final answer is taking out the GCF 2x minus 5, 4x plus 1. There's your answer. I think I have another one to do over here. All right. So, do we have a GCF? I do not have a GCF. So there is no GCF in this case. Sometimes there is, sometimes there isn't. So we need to come up with two numbers that multiply to negative 40. That's the product. That are going to have a sum of positive 17. Let's see. 1 and 40. 2 and 20. No 3. 4 and 10. And 5 and 8. Oh, what am I doing? Product is negative 40 for. Oh my goodness, that's so embarrassing. The product is not negative 40. The product is, and this is a common mistake made, kids, so let's talk about it. The product is those two multiplied together. And that is negative 200. All right, so you got a ginormous number like negative 200. So let's see, 1 and 200, that'd be stupid, right? 2 and 100, that'd be stupid. 3 doesn't go in, 4 goes in, 4 and 50, still stupid. 5 and 40, still stupid. 6, I don't think 6 goes in. 3 doesn't go in, 6 doesn't go in. 4, 5, 6, 7, probably not. 8, I think 8 goes in. Oh yeah, 8 quarters. Isn't 8 quarters $2? So 8 times 25. And oh, look at that. There it is. That's what we're looking for. Because remember, one of them has to be negative. So if I take, let's say, negative 8 and positive 25, don't they add up to positive 17? So sometimes they're not that easy to find. Sometimes you have to do a little bit of work. Excuse me. So we'll start with 5x squared. We're going to replace the middle. I always put the negative first. Negative 8x plus 25x. And then minus 40. Let's group these two. They have an x in common. I'm left with 5x minus 8. And hopefully I end up with that over here, plus. These have, looks like a 5 in common. So we'll take out a 5. I'm left with 5x minus 8. Oh yeah, perfect. It matches. If it doesn't match, you did something wrong. Take a look. Don't think, oh, I did everything right. It doesn't work. It works. We're not giving it to you if it doesn't work. All right. They have a 5x minus 8 in common. That's the first parenthesis. The second parenthesis is x plus 5. And that is all of this in its factored form. Creepy. Oh yeah, creepy. All right, here we go. All right, so this is where you'll notice now I'm giving you an opportunity to be successful. I've given you some answers down here, probably some of the answers you're going to use. I don't know. Ms. Newman loves to put answers at the bottom of her papers. Maybe you'll use them, maybe you won't. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 4, 6 on this page. 2, 4, 6. So that's 12. Now, my suggestion, I'm going to do all these because I love factoring. When I love factoring and I need more energy, I drink my coffee. I'm going to do them all. You should hit the pause button. I'll make a funny face. You hit the pause button. Try a problem. Do it. Scrub to the end of it. See how you do. Get it right. Scrub. You know, I try all 12 of these. If you think you got them, just keep going on. Scrub through, scrub through, scrub through. That way you don't have to listen to me talk for the next 30 minutes because it's going to take a while. Actually, I'm going to fly through these. So let's see how you do. All right, so I'm going to blow it up and let's get going. Oh, no, don't call Homeland Security. That's not what I meant. I'm going to blow up the problem so we can see it. I'm going to blow up his house, the factoring his house. Here we go. All right, I blew it up as big as I can get it. So now we're going to talk. All right, ready? Funny face. All right, hope you paused it there. Thanks for coming back. GCF, always GCF, 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 GCF. Look for the GCF. So the GCF in this case is a 5. So we're going to take 5, and we're left with 4x squared minus 9. Now let's go back up to these fancy little circles here. Where are they? Where the fancy circles are? Always look for a GCF. Check for dots, difference of two squares. Product sum, GCF, 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 GCF. Okay? But it's this one I want to make sure you understand. Don't forget to check for this. Makes life so much easier. And that's what we have here. We have dots. We have the difference of two squares. So I don't have to do all that crazy factoring. I got it. What multiplies to 4x squared? 2x and 2x. What an ugly color to pick with orange. What multiplies to negative 9? Positive 3 and negative 3. And I'm done. That's 7. Let's go to 8. Do I have a GCF? Yes! Yes, I do. And I'm left with x squared minus 25. Oh! Dippin' dots. Got the dippin' dots going. Blame the coffee. Blame the coffee. All right, so since it's dots, difference of two squares, we're going to put x and x. We put a plus 5 and a minus 5. Done. Ka-ching. Finished. Over with. Bodied. All right, so let's check this out. The common GCF of this is 5. So I'm going to take out a 5. And I'm left with x squared plus 8x plus 16. Yes, it goes in there 16 times. 5 times 16, 80. 80. It's 80. It comes up a lot. All right, so this one's really simple factoring. I'm not going to stress too much. Tomorrow we're going to call this, or later on we're going to call this a perfect square trinomial when I do completing the square tomorrow. But x and x, what multiplies the 16 that adds up to the 8? This is not difficult factoring. It's plus 4 and plus 4. Product sum. Only when the number in front is not a 1 do I have to really go into that long, drawn-out process of factoring. All right, so this does not have a GCF. It has a number in front that is not a 1, so we're going to use product sum. So we'll product this out. Product equals 12. So I need two numbers that multiply to 12, that when I sum them, they equal 7. A lot of kids are going to falsely put, x and 1 or 6 and 1. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, so that should be easy. The two numbers that multiply to 12 that add up to 7 are 3 and 4. Ooh, I got a times sign. That should be a plus sign. Plus, they have to sum up to 7, 3 and 4. So I'm going to replace u. So 2x squared and plus 6, but I'm replacing that middle with plus 3x and plus 4x. they still give me 7x. All right, group the first two, group the second two, GCF, GCF, GCF. So I take out an x, I'm left with 2x plus 3. I take out a 2, I'm left with 2x plus 3. I'm smiling because my parentheses match. That's what I'm looking for. So my first set of parentheses is that GCF, 2x plus 3. Take it away, and I'm left with x plus 2. Ka-ching! Moving on. No GCF. I look for a GCF. So I'm going to go into product sum. Now I'm going to start getting lazy. Product sum. The product has to be, don't forget, we got to multiply, negative 24. Only when the number's in front do you have to do this. I mean, you could always do it. If the number's a 1 and you multiply times negative 8, it's just negative 8. So you don't have to worry about that too much. And the sum is 10. So I need two numbers that multiply to 10, that add up, multiply to negative 24, but add up to 10. Now, many people are going to book 4 and 6. Because 4 times 6 is 24. 4 plus 6 is in fact 10. But one of these has to be negative. Because the only way I'm going to get this negative number is if one of them is negative. So now they multiply to negative 24, but they add up to 2. So 24 and 10 are difficult ones. So let's try picking something else. And let's see, how about 2 and 12? 2 and 12. Now, if they got to add up to positive 10, I think we're going to want to make this negative. Yep, those multiply to negative 24, and those add up to 10. So now we're going to come back and we're going to replace this. So 3x squared minus 8. We're going to replace that middle with negative. Always put the negative first if you can. Negative 2x plus 12x. That just makes that 10x that we were talking about. Group and group. GCF, GCF. Take out an x. I'm left with 3x minus 2. No problem. Copy over the sign. Take out a 4. And I'm left with 3x minus 2. Oh, yay! My parentheses match. I'm so happy. So my first set of parentheses is whatever that one that matches is. 3x minus 2. Take it away from both of them, and you're left with x plus 4. All right, one last one on this page. Let's see. 7's prime, and 7 doesn't go into 12, and 7 doesn't go into 40. So we're producting sum this one. The product, oh my goodness, 7 times 12 is negative 84. The sum is 40. So I need two numbers that multiply to negative 84 that add up to 40. Now, I'm about to give you the answers because I'm not playing games anymore with you. I'm just going to go through it. But you really should pay attention. Try this on your own. I mean, it's not that difficult. Try it on your own. Try it on your own. Thank you for doing it on your own. Now you're back. If you didn't get, or if you weren't successful, that's fine. It's 2 and 42. 2 and 42. Now, since they have to add up to a positive, the smaller one has to be negative and the bigger one has to be positive. But those multiply to negative 84 and add up to positive 40. So let's replace. What is that? Oh. So I got 7x squared and minus 12. And we're going to get rid of that middle to make it negative 2x. Put the negative first always if you can, plus 42x. Just makes your life a little bit easier. All right, so we take out an x. I'm left with 7x minus 2 plus, take out a 6. I'm left with 7x minus 2. You're smiling. Your parentheses match. You're so excited. Your first set is 7x minus 2. Take it away from both. And you're left with x plus 6. Now, you're probably saying, slow down, Mr. Krause, slow down. I don't need to slow down. Hit the pause button. That's all you need to do. And you need to try them on your own. I've got 6 more to do. I'm going to do it in the next break, during the next break. And you pause it and come back. So So hopefully you've paused it and you're doing this on your own and that you're coming back, okay? So it's really, 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 really important that you try these on your own. I have been teaching for over 20 years now. Yes, that's why I'm bald. I can factor my sleep. I can look at a problem and tell you what the answer is almost immediately. You cannot. So you need to practice these. You need to do these on your own. You need to fail on your own. You need to fall on your face on your own. And then when you do that, you will find yourself being more successful. Promise. Okay? But if you just watch me, it's like watching somebody shoot free throws over and over and over again and then come out there and at one time you got to do it for the test and you should have been practicing. You just hit an air ball. All right, we don't want that. So product is negative 12. There's no GCF. And the sum is 1. Anytime the sum is 1, the two numbers have to be next to each other. So they have to be 3 and 4. Three plus 4. Now, since they add up to positive 1, I'm going to make the first one, the smaller one, negative. Now, I'm going to do this a little bit differently to show you where the problem lies when you don't put the negative first. So we're going to put 2x squared and minus 6. And I'm not going to put the negative first this time. I'm going to put it second. I'm going to show you where the issue is. So plus 4x minus 3x. It's not bad, but you have to be aware of it. So on these two, I can take out a 2x, and I'm left with x plus 2. Copy over that sign. I've been saying that for a while, but for now, it's always been a positive. It's now a negative. So if I look at these two, I said, hey, they have a 3 in common. I take a 3 out, and I'm left with x minus 2. But if you notice, do your parentheses match? One of them is x plus 2. One of them is x minus 2. They don't match. And they don't match because you made a small, tiny mistake. If you did it this way, you made a small, tiny mistake. If you didn't and you caught it, and you know what I did, you'll see. What I really took out was a negative 3. I didn't take out a positive 3. When I multiply negative 3 times x, I get negative 3x. When I multiply negative 3 times negative 2, I do not get negative 6, I get positive 6. So when you take out a negative number, sometimes you don't have a choice. You take out a negative number, this sign is going to change. It's going to become positive. And now the parentheses match. So your first set of parentheses is x plus 2. Your second set is 2x minus 3. All right, so just be careful. You can avoid that by putting the negative first, but it doesn't always work. Here's a perfect example where it's not going to work. You're going to have to do it that way. All right, pause it and come back. Try this one on your own. Don't sit here and watch the trained monkey work and perform for you. I can do this in my sleep. You're not going to get any better unless you try these on your own. I said pause it. Scared you! Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Anyway, the product is 30, and the sum is negative 13. So I need two numbers that multiply to positive 30 that add up to negative 13. Now, I'm about to give them to you. If you haven't tried this on your own, this is the hard part. You might want to figure it out. All right. 3 and 10 multiply to 30. But since they have to add up to negative 13, both of them have to be negative. The only reason they both don't have to be negative is because two negatives multiplied together give me a positive. And then that gives me negative 10 and negative 3 add up to negative 13. So we're going to rewrite it, 3x. Now, in this case, both of them are negative, so you do not have a choice. I don't care how you do it. Negative 3x minus 10x. Plus 6. Group and group. In the first two, the only thing I can take out is an x, and I'm left with 5x minus 3. Notice I am now going to copy over this negative. And they have, in common, they have a 2. So I didn't take out a 2, I took out a negative 2. So when I take a negative 2 away from negative 10, I'm left with positive 5x. And when I take a negative 2 away from positive 6, I'm left with negative 3. And now my parentheses match, which is what we're looking for. All right, so my first set of parentheses is that common factor that they have. There it is, gone. And I'm left with x minus 2. Catching! How many we got left? We got 4 left. Again, pause it, come back. Anybody pause it? I hope so. All right, I'm glad to have you back. 5 times 24. Let's see, 5 times 25. This has to be negative 120. So my product is equal to negative 120, and my sum is 26. I need 2 numbers. Sometimes they take a little longer. 2 numbers that multiply to negative 120 that add up to 26. Let's see. What's 5 times 20? 5 times 20. That's 100. That ain't going to do it. Let's see. 12 times 10. That's closer. 10 times 12. That's 22. 11, 12, 13, 14. All right, now we're going to bust out the old calculator. 120 divided by 5. 5 and 24. Those don't add up to, wait a second. They got to multiply to negative 24. Oh, that means they're not going to add up to 26. They're going to subtract to give me 26 because one of them has to be negative and one of them has to be positive, which means we're going to subtract to get 26, not add up to. So those only add up to 2. That's not going to work. So I need 2 numbers that are really far apart from each other. So 24 minus 5, that's 21. That's pretty good, but that's not good enough. So let's try 120 divided by 3. 40 and 3. That would subtract to give me 37. That's too much. How about 120 divided by 4? 4 and 30. There it is. 4 and 30. Those multiply to 120. 4 and 30. Now, those don't add up to 26. They add up to 34. But remember, one of them needs to be negative. And now those add up to positive 26. So sometimes it's a little tricky. So here we go. 5x squared minus 4x plus 30x minus 24. Take out an x. I'm left with 5x minus 4. Should use parentheses. Plus. Take out a 6. I'm left with 5x minus 4. They have it, the parentheses match. That makes me happy. My 2 parentheses are 5x minus 4 and x plus 6. Catching. 3 left. If you haven't tried it on your own, try it on your own. My product is equal to 12. My sum is equal to 7. Very easy, right? 3 and 4. Why do I keep putting time symbols in there? All right, so 6x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 2. It makes no difference how those go in unless one's negative, and it's nice to make the first one negative. I can take out a 3x. I'm left with x plus 2. I can take out a 2. I'm left with x plus... Ooh, wait, hold on. We took out a 3x. See, I know over here I took out a 2, and I was going to end up with an x plus 1. I'm like, wait a second. Those parentheses don't match. But notice... I took out the entire 3x, but there is got to be some missing number there, and it's a 1. My parentheses match. It's x plus 1. And the other ones are 3x plus 2. 2 left. Come on. By now, you should be trying these on your own. Please. Oh, okay. They're ginormous numbers now. 21 times 30. Is, I believe that's negative 630. That's our product. And our sum is going to be negative 17. Now, you could give up, but I won't. Negative 630, I'm going to put a decimal point, divided by, I don't know, 10. 63 and 10. Now, those don't get me. So let's do divided by, I don't know, 21. 21 and 30. Oh, duh. That's not, but when I take those and I subtract those, I get -9. -9 is close to 17. That's not bad, though. So let's do -630 divided by, I don't know, 15. Let's see if 15 goes in. Oh, 15 and 42. What's 42 minus 15? 42 minus 15. I think that's 27. It's too much. It's too much. All right, so 15 was not enough. Let's try 630 divided by 18. 18 and 35. I don't know why I picked 18. I just did 35. And what's 35 minus 18? 17. So sometimes it takes a while. 18 and 35. 18 and 35. 18 and 35. Now they have to multiply to -630 and add up to -17. That means the larger one has to be negative. Woo! Man, this one was a pain in the neck. So 21x squared minus 35x, put the negative first, plus 18x minus 30. All right, let's see if we did it right. On the first one, I can take out a 7x. I'm left with x minus 3x minus 5. On the next one, I think they have a 6 in common, so I can take a 6 out, and I'm left with 3x minus 5. Oh, yeah, they match. So 3x minus 5 and 7x plus 6. All right, last problem. Oh, this one's not as bad as that last one. Here we go. Oh, here we go. I don't know how we got there for. So the product is -56. And the sum is -26. So these aren't too bad, but not great. Did you try it on your own? I'm about to give you the answer. I hope you tried it on your own. If not, hit pause. I'm about to give you the answer. All right, it's 2 and 28. 2 and 28. But since they have to add up to a negative, the larger one has to be negative. So let's replace 8x squared minus 28x plus 2x minus 7. Out of these two, I can take out a 2x. I'm left with all right, I just screwed up. All right, I'll show you in a second. I'm left with 4x minus 14, but then I said, oh, wait a second. Those two still have a 2 in common. So the GCF really isn't 2x, it's 4x. I also knew I was going to have a problem, so if I take a 4x, I'm left with 2x minus 7. And over here, I'm like, well, these things have nothing in common, which means they have a 1 in common. So we put a 1 out front, and I'm like, oh, wait, they have to match, 2x minus 7. There it is. Parentheses match. My first set of parentheses is 2x minus 7, and my last set is 4x plus 1. Woo, kiddies, we are done. 2 solid days of factoring, and there's more tomorrow. Man, factoring is fun. All right, kids, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Tell me how much you love factoring. I'm actually curious if you like product sum or the other way, or what's the percentage of people doing. I'm going to guess most people do product sum. I'm one of those old timers. All right, kids, catch you on the flip side. Goodbye.